Welcome, everybody, to today's Times Sports Football Media Day for 2025. I'm Times Sports Editor Bill Murphy, joined here by my wonderful staff writer, David Friedlander, where today we're speaking with each of the 11 high school football programs in Hall County about the upcoming football season, which is only a couple weeks away. But before we get started, we want to thank some wonderful sponsors for making this event possible. Those are Northeast Georgia Health Systems, Jackson EMC, along with Shane's Rib Shack and Southern Baked Pie. Right now we're joined by second-year Riverside Preparatory coach Jeff Lee. Coach Lee, thanks for joining us today, and tell us a little bit about the young man you brought with you.
Yeah, well, thanks for having us on and for you guys doing this. This is really big for high school sports and high school football in itself, getting the season kicked off and recognizing, kind of getting everybody excited about it. I brought with me J.J. Blackwell. JJ will wind up being a 3-year starter. He'll be our second-year starter for us at quarterback, rising junior, and made all-region last year as a defensive back. So he plays on both sides of the ball for us. But he's had a great summer so far in the weight room, speed program. He was part of the 4x1 state championship relay team. And so he's had more experience in those higher level competitions level, and I think that's going to pay big dividends this year for him.
And Coach Lee, what's year two going to look like for you here at Riverside Prep? You know the landscape, you know the dynamics of private boarding school. What is it going to look like with the Eagles?
What you just said is probably been the biggest thing, is me learning the curve, because I was used to being in a public school with 60, 70, or 80, even more players on certain teams. And so not only that, but not getting your young men throughout the summer has been, I had to really learn that last year. And it also affected us going into the season. So really had to study myself and get myself better on how to prepare a season with this type of setup. And I feel more comfortable now going into this year. And it helps, too, to have guys like JJ and those guys back. But that has been the biggest hurdle, so to speak, not having my hands on them all the time, communicating through phone messages and texts and calls, emails through parents and emails of the players, just to make sure everybody's on the same page. So we've had better response this year. Our numbers are going to be a lot better. So I'm hoping it pays off in the long run,
And how has JJ grown as a leader? He's been around for a couple of years.
He has. When I watched film on him his freshman year, a lot of that was due to the lack of experience of offensive line. He was at quarterback a few games, and when he took the snap, he was looking at the rush instead of looking at pass routes and things like that. So it was more not just him; it was the whole team, for us to speak, of being inexperienced. This past season, we threw a lot at him. And put a lot of the game success on him, learning the offense. Already I can tell what we've done in the summer, that his retention, his IQ football knowledge has gone up. And we're expecting a big season, not only as the free safety back there, I think that's where he is for his future, but also as our leader on the field as a quarterback.
Kind of circling back to something we talked about before we started rolling here about a little bit of change in the schedule in this year, and how much that will help here. For those who don't know, they're getting a bye week in that first week.
Sure.
Given the dynamics you talked about earlier, how huge is that to be able to have that extra week to kind of assess everything,
right,
everybody that you've got and where you're headed?
Right. Yeah, we'll have new guys coming in on campus also. We've got some players coming in with that group. So they were not even here last year. We're not even in spring. So having our schedule revamped to where our open date now is game one for everyone else, that is going to give us that extra week beyond the 2 preseason scrimmages that we'll have, give us that extra week before game week. So last year, man, we rolled right into 2 weeks and we're hitting the ground running and just trying to drink like through a water hose almost, trying to catch a breath. I think this is going to give us, and it's our best opportunity to be more prepared and be a little more advanced than we were last year, because everyone started this week, Monday, when this week is being recorded. We don't get to start till Sunday of the following week. because of our guys from all being out of towners, so to speak. But we do have a good local base, which JJ is a part of, and that's continuing to grow. We're a lot larger than we were last year as far as that.
Let's kind of build on that here. What are we talking about in terms of numbers here? It sounds like you've got, and who are some of the other people that we can expect to see be among your top producers?
Right now, we're shooting with our new students coming in. We're going to hopefully be over 30, it looks like, which is a huge increase. And they're better players up to that point. Speaking of, we return in the backfield a senior, Jock Chiller, who has made all region along with JJ. He's a 1,000-yard rusher. He's got a lot of looks, Ivy League schools, a group of 5 guys. He's got some interest there. He's returning as our running back. He'll also have to be counted on defense. Also a rising senior, Michael Omey. Michael's first year playing football was last year, and when he goes to the combines and to the camps, the coaches are talking about his numbers are just off the chart for a defensive end. So having him back, being the explosive player that he is, and just real green in playing time is really going to be a big plus for us. And Mason Bryan is returning as an offensive lineman. He is a legacy student, so to speak. His father went to school there, played football at Riverside. So for him to follow in his father's steps is huge. And so those are some guys that we're going to rely heavily on, moving forward here.
And JJ, get you involved in the conversation here a little bit. What do you enjoy about the environment, atmosphere, and the setting of playing at Riverside?
I really like it. We have a great brothership. We really love working together in the weight room and other stuff like that. On the field, we have a great connection, playing together and stuff.
And now that you've been at the school for a couple of years now, obviously last year didn't go the way you wanted it to, but how do you know if this year is going to be a success? What kind of goals have you set for yourself and the team?
Well, for myself, I've been working harder in the weight room and also getting faster. For a team, we need to work, better as a team instead of for ourselves. That's what we really did last year. We weren't together, but this year we're gonna focus more as a team and together.
I know things have been tough for the program the last couple of years, though it seems like there's a little bit of renewed excitement around.
Right.
A lot more enthusiasm now. How do you feel like that's going to play out as far as, I know getting a win, let alone more wins,
Yes.
is a huge thing here for you.
It is.
But how do you feel like that the new kind of like a refresh, hit the reset button? How do you feel like that's going to help? Maybe give you guys a shot on the field a little bit more.
Yeah, we feel the same way. And I'm going to go back in a brief history of COVID hit, and when COVID hit, we had 400 or 500 students on that campus, and they were thriving athletically. When that happened, and they discontinued the football for that one season, those guys went elsewhere. And the first senior class that was there was this past season, and so those numbers were small. Now we're starting to get back. Our numbers back slowly. And just to see those numbers get up to 30, and a lot of folks may say, well, 30 is not a lot, but for us right now, that's a lot. And we could double that size of last year's roster, which is going to be huge. And I think that in itself, the attitude of our guys on campus, our players, they're positive. And, I think that in itself is starting to breed. And we've done a great job. Brian Bays has done a great job as our athletic director, who played there and was part of that state championship football team. That he's done a good job in building the relationships through the alumni and trying to get that excitement. And, we try to keep them as formed as possible. We're a little different than a regular, we live in Gainesville or in the county of Hall, and we have these people in our community. We have people all over the world. And so we try to keep them involved, try to keep them up to date during the season through emails and notes about our guys like that and who they're supporting. And to see those guys come back at homecoming and to see their faces and just to tell them to say, hey, Coach, we appreciate what you're doing because we understand where you're coming from and where you're going. And so I think this season will be a big, tall order that will help establish us moving forward as getting back to that level that we used to be at. And that's the goal right now. We want to be back competitively. We've had enough of the years of, okay, we've been kicked around a little bit. And I think our guys take to heart that now.
All right. Well, clearly there's good things coming for the Eagles in 2025. I want to thank Coach Lee, JJ for joining us today for Media Day. Riverside Prep will open the season August 22nd against Cross Keys High. And again, keep an eye out for our print preview edition with previews on all 11 programs in Hall County next month, as well as follow us at GainesvilleTimes.com for coverage of all high school football and all high school sports. Thank you very much.